Hello and good afternoon, everybody. It's been a very long time, and I know a lot of you were like, when will I return? When will I come back to do something related to Prisma 3D and all that? But here I am. But I'm not here for Prisma 3D. That was in the past. So it's been about 3 years since I last made a post on this channel, like a video post. I think about 11 months ago, I made a post about a Glock and that a Glock tutorial was upcoming, but at some point I just had to scrap it out. Sorry about that. So, um, let me just do a brief introduction of myself. My name is, as you see here, Adedeji, but based on the channel, you see Doye Adedeji. The word there is Doye, Doye, pronounced Doye Adedeji. So my name is Doye Adedeji. I'm a 3D environment and prop artist, and I'll actually drop a link to my ArtStation portfolio in the description for you to check it out and see some works I've done. So um I think in the month of March I embarked on a project. I titled it Shipment Yard, and it took me about a month plus for me to work on that project completely. And in the month of April, I finished or completed the project. So I want to just take you guys on a brief walkthrough on how the project began and what I modeled, and just a brief run through of the scene in Unreal Engine 5. So here we are. So let me just open up your ref. So this whole project began when I think a while ago I was playing Call of Duty Mobile, and I was actually inspired by the dockyard. I think the dockyard scene, something like this. And so I was inspired by that. That was last year, 2023, August 7th or October 7th, one of those dates. So I set it as a reminder that I want to make this for my project. So I started with this. I went online, scouted for materials and resources, and I found this, I think, on a Call of Duty fan art or something page, something of such. So I took this out my layout and planning, and then I took this as how my map pack ought to look. So I use this for my style and quality. Okay, this is how I want it to look. This is the kind of quality I'm pushing for. I use this on this forklift reference from Blood and Truth on ArtStation from Elite 3D. So you can check out their page. Very awesome people. So I just took out some assets and I just looked at them and like, okay, fine, this is the quality I want to actually achieve for my work. And I got started with it. I had to draft out, okay, first of all, this is a container yard or a shipment yard. What are the major things you see? Number one, you see a pallet. Number two, you see a drum. Number three, you see the freights or the shipping containers. Then you see what again? Traffic cones. You see the crane. You see the forklifts. You see what else again? So many things. You just see them like that. And as a big fan of Call of Duty right from a small age, actually Call of Duty and Battlefield is actually what inspired this whole stuff. And I began, you know, making everything. So this is just, yeah, also this construction workers or industrial generator and the light, this chemical container, stuff like this. So I wrote them down and I started scouting out for references for the freights or the shipping containers and all. So I wrote down some descriptions like owner code and things like this to make it more believable for my work. And I started. So that is it for that. Let me just open up Blender to show you the scene itself. So over the past 4 weeks or so that I was working on this project, come in, don't mind me. So over the past 4 weeks that I was working on this project, a month, let's call it a month. I created a lot of things, ranging from, okay, this is even the scene where I model some things. Let me show you the blockhouse scene. So this itself is the blockhouse scene, just like how, or just like what you saw here. You see it's the layout and planning. So I followed that for me to get this. And this is actually the blockout scene itself. So this is actually a sci-fi forklift I made a while back. I've actually taken it off my portfolio and all of that. So this is just how the blockout scene itself looks. And from here, I began refining everything. You can actually tell from the very unrefined shapes that this is number one, a barrel, an oil barrel. This is the frets. This is the um, pallets and all of that. So I headed straight again into Blender, um, alongside my best modeling softwares, or sorry, modeling add-ons, both Hados and Boss Cutter. I love them so much, and I'll actually advise you actually, if you're actually going into making video games assets, they actually help improve your workflow and make it faster. It's way more faster than working with Sub D, as long as you understand how to work with booleans. So I proceeded with making, I think, 7 variations of the shipping containers and all. I made the military crates, a road barrier or a blockade, traffic cone, the pallets, another crate, planks, oil barrel, chemical container, the industrial generator, and the lights, the forklifts, so many other things that are also in Unreal Engine. As well, I made use of certain asset packs for my own personal projects in Unreal Engine for it to look more finer. So, after the modeling process, I can't show you the modeling process because it's very strenuous. So after modeling everything bit by bit, you go through the process of creating the high poly down to the low poly, down to you're mapping the low poly model, and then you go to Marmoset toolbar for baking, or you use Substance Painter, and then you go into Substance Painter after creating your ID map from the high poly and baking it down to the low poly, and then you texture all these things, and then probably you go into Photoshop just to correct certain things. I probably might use GIMP, I use Photoshop. So that is just how I went about the whole project. So now let me show you how it is in Unreal Engine. And here we are, and I'm just waiting for the whole project to load. As you can see, I made a how do you call it? I've forgotten how it was called. But whenever you want to load a map pack in Call of Duty or something like Battlefield, you see something like this. So I just had to do it. You know, um, it's taking a while. Just bear with me, please. And here we are in Unreal Engine 5. All right. So let me make it a full screen and start it. So as you can see, during the course of this project, I made a lot. So I made, as I told you, multiple variations of the crates, and one that's actually bearing my name, Deji, um, Asterix, my friend's name, Obina, and stuff like that. Hexagon. What? Yeah, I think, yeah, those are just the ones I made. And so I made these environments, and let me give you a walkthrough around the environment. Sorry, I'm waiting for it to load. All right. So this is the third person character going around this whole environment. So I have added my collisions everywhere. Everything is like active. The collisions are done properly. I worked with custom collisions and used it where it was needed. Something like this forklift when I was modeling it. I had to create the custom collisions, and to make that, just check out how to make custom collisions in Unreal Engine on YouTube, and you see solid tutorials I'll teach you. The one I followed was actually by Cinti Studios, and you know being a fan of Battlefield and Call of Duty, they actually influenced the whole project itself. Sorry, how can I not get up there right now as I'm recording? All right. I seriously don't know why I can climb up, but I don't know why. Well, I'm coming. So yeah, you can see I made the hand palette as I added the hand palette. Sorry, I didn't make it. I didn't make it. I added it to the scene. And this trampoline, or material, clothing material, whatever you call it, Z trampoline or whatsoever. I took it from an asset pack in Unreal Engine there, an Unreal Engine store. I took it from the asset pack and I added it to mine just to make it finally, of course, on rectangles. So this is like, let's just imagine you can stay here hiding and taking down someone down there and stuff like that. Or you come here and you just wait for someone and you take them out. And you get my point. It was actually fun making all this. And hopefully once I get approved by the Epic Games Store, I would actually be uploading my work very soon for anyone to go there to download it, not for free, just for a tiny fee though. It won't cost much. So this is just a brief overview of the whole process of making this environment come to life. And honestly, I did wish I could program, but I can't program. So I do my best by making worlds that are very interesting for one to play in. So I hope this actually inspired you and wasn't a waste of your time as you were, scrolling through YouTube and all. So kindly like and subscribe for more. Hopefully in the future, I'll be dropping more content on modeling, making game assets, working on modularity, trim sheets, you know, whatsoever, not whatsoever you ask for, though, but what I feel is actually needed and all. So I'll be uploading all of that to my YouTube page very soon. So do have a nice day and I hope you were pleased with the video. Bye bye for now.